The early hours of a summer night, 1999. Deep in the Sussex countryside stands Michelham Priory. Once the dwelling place of an order of monks on a site that is over 700 years old.
Please, stop! Why don't you leave me alone?
What dark events led this man to feeling under siege in his own home? Only 2 weeks earlier, Chris Tuckett had first taken residence at Michelham Priory in his new role as property manager.
For me, it was a big break. I've been on building sites for some years before I came here. It was an opportunity for me to get a career, a sustainable career, and I was really excited at the prospect of working in such a place as this. You're pretty much in awe of your surroundings. You literally walk through the gatehouse and you see it, and the majestic side of it is just fantastic. The views, the gardens. It just looked like an idealistic place to be, really.
Yet, as early as his first night in the building, Chris began to think that perhaps all was not as it seemed. As the only resident in the Priory, he had to set a complex system of security alarms as he locked up for the night.
Initially, I thought I'd locked someone in. If a door opens, I know. If anyone comes in the house, once that alarm's been set, then I know anyone coming in.
Each time Chris thought he had found the source of the woman crying, he felt the sound came from elsewhere. But after checking every room and alarm, he realized that the house was empty. Although unsettled by the harrowing episode, for Chris, it was merely the beginning of his experiences at the Priory.
As quickly as it came, it went. And it's not like it just stopped. It physically, you could hear it coming. It came into the room and it was gone again.
Chris was not the only person to believe that there were strange happenings at Michelham. His predecessor also felt he had been targeted by unseen forces.
outside, it was a beautiful evening. Then also we had this terrific roar, you know, like a train or a plane. And it just got louder and louder, and I went to the window to look out, you know, what is it? And next minute, it swooped, came up through the house, through the flat. Wow. Something had gone through the house, and it was gone. The house has always been in command. We've got hundreds of years of history, of day-to-day living in this place, like we've got today. Nobody can tell me that there's not a presence at Michelham Priory, because there is.
Fred came to believe that whatever resides in the Priory could strike out at anyone trying to settle there.
It's their way of saying, we're here. And if things happen in their house, they react by, they don't like it.
When I first moved in, the flat was unfurnished.
Chris decided to turn an empty room at the top of the house into his living quarters. It was then that he felt that a presence was finally trying to drive him out.
To be perfectly honest with you, I was terrified. Once you've established that you are actually awake and this is really happening, very, very quickly your mind is overwhelmed by fear. The bureau looked like it had just moved 2 or 3 feet away from the wall where it was placed. I still can't believe I found myself in that situation. It was pure hell.
Please, stop! Why don't you leave me alone?
It was the last call for me. I was desperate. It did wear me down. The only way I could deal with it, and the way I did deal with it in the end, was to sit at the bottom of the stairs of the main house, and I found myself talking to a property, trying to make whoever it is here not feel threatened. But I wasn't going to change anything dramatically or drastically, and actually I was here to try and maintain and look after the place rather than being a threat. If that particular evening hadn't taken place, I'm sure I wouldn't be here now.
Since that night, Chris has come to terms with life at the Priory, but he remains forever on his guard.
It's a situation where I don't really want to know the ins and outs of whys and the wherefores. I'm here for a blink in time, and I am just irrelevant in a scale of things, really, and I am here just for a blink. After all, it's their house, and I'm just a guest.